Actually, that's a little tricky, these questions, because it depends. I mean, the type of bone quality that we get after guided bone regeneration, that's based on my experience. It really depends on the donor sites. If we harvest 100% autologous bone, for example, they can be comparable, native bone versus augmented sites. If we do mix autologous bone harvest from very dense bone, which is ascending ramus, tori, for example, or exostosis, and then we mix it with xenograft, bovine xenograft, that bone is denser. If we mix the same bone with porcine bone, for example, it is softer. So it's difficult to just give one single answer because it depends the type of technique they use for guided bone regeneration. But if we do it how we do it today, cortical autologous bone, chips, 50% mixed with 50% of xenograft, bovine xenograft, then based on my experience, I always had higher ISQ value all the time.
Yeah, there were actually several questions on this push from the audience as to what is the biological reason behind it. Why do you reach a high ISQ value? So that's, as you say, that's the...
I think it's based on bone density. There is a positive correlation between bone density and ISQ values. So it's based on the bone. That's why if I use, as we were doing in the past, 100% autologous bone, when we were doing guided bone regeneration, we didn't see the difference between that bone and the native bone. But if the bone was harvested from cortical sites, that bone was harder compared to native bone. So what I'm saying, for example, if we use like a block, maybe that's easier to understand. If we harvest the block from the chin, where we have type 2 bone, spongious and collagen, spongious and cortical, sorry, then that block tends to maintain its own vitality. And when we place the implants, we can feel that bone density. When we harvest the block, for example, from the ascending ramus, where we have a veneers of 100% type 1 bone, so very cortical, it behaves in a completely different way. So ISQ is definitely related to the bone density. That's my experience with Osstell. So we cannot generalize. It would be too, we can't simplify that much.